Hello, family members. Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Okay. How is your Easter coming along? How is your Easter coming along, oh, my people? Hope everybody has or is having a swell time. Hope you guys are feeling the joy of this Easter season. Hope you guys are happy. Yes, if you join, please. I said happy Easter, answer. And let me know where you're watching from, please. Comment in the comment section. Where are you watching from? And how is your Easter celebration? How is it going down there at your location? What's happening? Should I come? Is there a party happening somewhere? Should I come? Is there a party happening somewhere? An Easter celebration? Anything like that? Yes, so guys, today is a special day. As usual, every Sunday is a special day on Amara Odagu's channel because I go live on Sundays, and of late I have been bringing guests to come and talk to us. I don't want to just be the one, I create content normally and I do it by myself. But on Sundays, I'm going to be bringing other people, guests, to come and talk to us from their own perspective. These are people who are professionals in their field. Yeah, because no man knows everything. There is nobody that knows it all. Iron, they say, sharpeneth iron. So sometimes you need people who are professionals in other fields to come and talk about a particular thing or another. So that's why I said on Sunday Lives, I'm going to be bringing guests who will be talking to us. So today is not as usual. I also have a guest who will be talking to us about the topic on the caption, which is how to get a remote job in 2023. Share out this live. Let other people join us because this information should be out there. It should be viral. It should be out there and viral. Share it out. I'm going to give you guys some time to share out this live. Okay. Share it out. Everybody should know. We want to start with our hala now. Okay. Yeah, so, okay. Okay. We're going to start by 7 as it's supposed to be, but I just want to use this opportunity to water the ground. So as I was saying, I'm going to bring in professionals, different professionals from different fields to talk to us about different topics, because no man knows it all and iron sharpeneth iron. So we need people to come from different fields to come and talk to us. So that's what I'll be doing on Sundays. I've already started this. I started this in January, so I'm going to continue it. So as I was saying, we have a guest, but she's not going to come on until 7 o'clock, which is the time to start this live. I'm just using this opportunity to prepare people or to get them to join us and to join the live, basically. Yeah, so guys, as I was saying, so if you have like a topic that you want us to maybe do a live on, you can suggest. We are going to look into it and see if it's a topic we can, bring on live. So also come in with your paper, your jotter, and your pen. Please, it's very important. Everything we are going to be giving out today needs to be documented. This is not the one you just come and hear, and tomorrow you say you can't remember what they said. It needs to be documented. So come in. I would have written it somewhere safe. Come in with your jotter and pen. Jotter and pen. Where is my... Come with a jotter and pen. Very important. Come with your jotter and come with your pen so that you get to see and take down some important pointers that will be dropping as the live starts. Sure. Yeah. Come with... I said... There's a mistake here. Don't show. Let me write it again. Come with a jotter. It's changing. What's my jotter or a notepad? So come with a jotter and a pen, please, to take down important pointers, important details that we're going to be dropping on today's live. So hello everybody. My name is Amara Odagu and you're welcome back to another live session. Here on my channel, I talk to you about how to obtain your visas, immigration news, and generally how to live your best life here in España. If you think you can relate to this content, please do well to consider subscribing by pressing the red subscribe button down below, turning on your bell notifications so whenever I post or when I go live like this, you will be the first to get notified. Liking this video if you like this kind of content, leaving your questions in the comment section. Let's keep it interactive. Today's live, I want it to be very interactive, and sharing this video live session with other people who you know would need such information. So share this content out, like this content, because I know you are going to get value for your time here. So please do well to do the needful. And before we start today's live, I would like to give a disclaimer. I am not an immigration lawyer, neither am I a recruiter, and the guest I'm going to be bringing on here is not an immigration lawyer or a recruiter. We don't give jobs. That's what we're trying to say. So we're just going to come and give you every information that's going to be coming out from this channel or this live is basically coming from a point of research and experience. So feel free to do your own research. Feel free to, you know, get insights, more insight on today's topic so that you will be better placed in order to get a job in 2023. So, yeah, having said that, we have 5 minutes more. You guys should come in. Come in, come in. My time is even slow, sir. I don't know. Let me ask my sister. Should I? So yeah, we can also start by them putting down their expectations into a chat. Can you see? It's okay. So when you come in, please put down your questions in the comments to look in Facebook. Put down your questions. Put down your questions, please. Put down your questions. Put down your questions. Very important. That's what we're here for. Today is Easter Sunday. You guys should. Easter Sunday, you need to. After Easter Sunday, this holiday is a very, very short holiday. It's a very, very short holiday. It's not a long holiday. So yeah. So that's basically it. Put down your questions. We are going to start in a bit. Okay. Yeah, put down your expectations for this live. What are your expectations? So that we'll tackle it, because we don't want to. Put down your expectations, guys. At first, let's put down expectations. As you're coming in, tell us where you're watching from. Tell us your expectation for this live. Then in the later stages, when we finish discussing about the topic at hand, we'll be getting questions from the house. So yeah. Guys, I'm going to wait for some time. You guys should. It's 7 and 7 is 7. We are not doing African time. 7 is 7. I know if we go to the thing about YouTube is YouTube. You guys like African time. You guys like African time, oh. YouTube, you guys like African time. I don't know why. You guys too like African time for YouTube. Oh, yo, Chimo. YouTube, why do people like African time like this? Okay, so just join me. So I'm going on my Facebook. I want us to, we're going to be doing both at the same time. Hello, 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 everybody. We're going to be starting. This is 1 minute after 7. So thank you very much. I think there's like noise. I need to, guys, give me some seconds. Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Today is Easter Sunday. Happy Easter Sunday to you all. My name is Amara Odago, and you're welcome to my live. Today, we'll be talking about how to get remote jobs in 2023. And we have a guest in the house. We have a guest in the house. So we're bringing her on in a bit. Oof. My guest, where are you now? Why can I not see you? I'll pray, I will pray. Okay. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi. It's so surreal.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. We can't see you.
You can see me?
We'll try. We'll try and squint.
Okay, is it that is not well lit? Oh my goodness. It's not well lit, right?
Not so much. Not
Oh
so
my goodness. I'm so
much.
sorry about that. I would have loved to move to a place that is much more lit, but my internet might not work well there. So I didn't want to
Okay.
break yes in between the call and all that.
Yeah.
Please, but
So today we have a guest, and her name is Chioma Ume. She is client partner Meta Nigeria. She's joining us today for this important topic. Very important for now, this period, this time, this season. So important for us to know how to get a remote job, because that is where the world has taken us to. If you're not thinking, if most jobs have moved, to remote workspace, it's no more, it's common knowledge actually. So that's what we're going to be discussing about today. So if you come on, please tell us where you're watching from, tell us your expectations for this live, and also after we finish our interview with Ms. Chioma, you also be dropping your questions down in the comment section. Just drop your questions as the interview is going on so that you don't forget it to get. Then we'll be answering, if there are not so many, we'll be answering the ones we can answer. And yeah, so of course, I told you, I wrote it on the screen. Come with a jotter and a pen, because we are going to be dropping some very important informations, tips that you might not necessarily know about. These are important things that you need to know about and implement. We're not just saying these things based on we just want to talk. We're saying it because we know that when you implement them, you will see results. So do the needful. That's my little advice. I'm going to be leaving Miss Choma to introduce herself. She'll do a better job. Yeah, so over to you, the microphone.
Hello, everyone. Good evening and a lovely, happy Easter Sunday to you. My name is Chioma Ume. I am the client partner manager for Meta here in Nigeria. I am also I also was working in Terragon, a data marketing company, also here in Nigeria. I am a media planning certified candidate, and I'm also the founder and CEO of Linear Ved. Linear Ved is a household accessory curator as well as a skincare product
Can
curator.
you
So we
increase your volume? Or I don't know. I can hardly hear you.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's better now.
It's better, yeah.
Okay. Okay, hi again, everyone. Good evening. It's evening here in Nigeria. My name is Chioma Ume. I am the client partner manager for Meta in Nigeria. Before now, I have worked in Terragon, a data marketing company. I'm I'm media planning certified. I also am the founder and CEO of Linear Ved. Linear Ved is a household accessory seller as well as a skincare product seller here in Nigeria.
Mhm.
I have over 10 years experience in career experience working in different industries across different industries and verticals. But currently, I'm in digital advertising. And yeah, I'm Igbo. I hail from Anambra State here in Nigeria. And it's been wonderful. It's actually wonderful joining on the show.
Thank you very much, Miss Jo, for honoring our invitation. Thank you so much. We appreciate.
I'm
So
honored.
yeah, we will be tackling the issue on ground immediately without wasting much time. So we've been from the beginning, we've been saying remote job, remote job, remote job. I know that so many people may not even know what a remote job is. So I want you to please break it down for us. What is a remote job?
Okay, so after going through and doing some research, I got a very interesting explanation of what remote job is from indeed.com. So I guess a lot of us already know indeed.com. Indeed.com is one of the many websites that help people seeking for job and people trying to hire employees. So indeed.com places remote job are jobs that allow you to work from the convenience of the home, either on your own schedule or on their own schedule. So by on your own schedule, I mean simply that it enables you to work based on the structured timing agreed upon between yourself and your employer. On your own schedule, it means that you just might be given enough ample time to give them the results they need. By them, I mean your employer, the results they need at a stretch of time. So it might be in a month, we want to see 10 new clients. So you go, you do your job however it is that you want to do it. And I found it quite interesting because, yeah, remote job, some people get to ask, is remote job same as work from home? Of course. If you're 100% working from your house, then you are doing a remote job. If you're 100% working from anywhere, any place of your choice, aside from the four walls of an office, you are then doing remote job. And then one thing that I would like to put out there is that remote job is not a digital nomad job. So I'll just explain to you what this means. So, as a digital nomad, you can actually go to a beach in Malta or a beach in the Caribbean island with your laptop and be working from there. If you're working from there for an organization in Nigeria, that is digital nomad. There is something like that, but for the scope of this our talk today, we're not going to be going deep into this. That one is totally different. Then you're also not a flexible job worker. So by a flexible job worker, I mean that you are actually either in today or out tomorrow, and then your time frame gets to change. So
Change.
today, you might work from the office. Tomorrow, you might work from the house or anything. So that one is called a hybrid job. So it's not hybrid job. It's not digital normal job. Remote job is strictly that you're working 100% from the convenience of your house or your or any other place you feel like working from. So in speaking about remote job actually helps you like with different things that we would also get to tackle as we go further down.
Okay, thank you very much. So now, what I got, the takeout I got from this explanation is that remote job is basically you working from the same geographical location as your employer. So you don't, it has to be within that. Okay, maybe I will not say geographical location, but maybe in the same country as
Yeah.
your employer. Meanwhile, the opposite of that will be digital nomad, in the sense that it's now an international, okay, it's
Yeah.
an international body that
So,
employed you
so let
to do this job.
let me further explain it. So, in remote job, you're also required to work in the location where your employer is. So, for
Yeah.
example, when you are working in your employer employed you to work in Nigeria, so then you have to be in Nigeria to do that job. And why is it so? Because at the end of the day, you know that you have to deliver in Nigeria. You're either sourcing for clients for them in Nigeria. They
Mhm.
either need you to be in Nigeria for some certain reasons. So you actually have to sit in Nigeria. And remote job doesn't mean that you're sitting at the convenience of your house and being relaxed and all sitting pretty and you're doing everything you need to do. When you still need to go for meetings, like some clients need you to be physically there. So when you need to sign physical contracts, you actually need to be there. So that is why you still need that location, that geographical location to work in. I will maybe I will just touch a little bit on why you don't have to leave your location to be able to do this remote job. If you're in your location, there are so many things you can do. For example, Mr. A has called for a meeting. He wants to see someone physical. He wants to give a physical touch to it. So he now needs you to come in. You need to be present in that space for you guys to have that interaction and also succeed in signing or closing a deal with him. So you just need to be in the geographical location. In
Mhm.
the case of a digital nomad has like you need a digital nomad visa first off, and that's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
And then because of the countries that actually do this digital nomad thing, I think I'm derailing a lot, but because of countries that actually
Just
go into digital nomad thing,
understand better.
yes, you have to. There's something you have to pay taxes to the country that you're working for.
You will
So,
be
for example,
double taxed. Yes.
yes, you double taxed if you have to go. Of course, we're talking about all these things in a legal way.
Of course.
All of the things you're saying, we're talking about this in a legal way. We also understand that in so many cases, it just might not be the case. Some people might actually move out and continue working for the organization they're working for. But we're just saying in the legal way, you have to be paying taxes to the country that employed you and the country you're
Mhm.
living in.
Yeah.
But let's leave that by the side. But that is called the digital nomad. And I must say that in 2023, work environment has changed. Whether you like it or not, there's something called remote, and remote has come to stay. There's
Stay.
something hybrid. There's something called digital nomad. There's a lot of things that have come to stay. It's no longer the same, and that's so exciting to know.
It
So
is.
let's go
It is.
ahead.
I must say. Yes, it's very, very true. I love the way you explained. You're bringing everything into perspective in the sense that a lot of people confuse these different terms. They don't know which is which. So now that you've explained to us very well, we now know that for remote jobs, you need to be in that place where your employer is or the geographical location, as the case may be. While for anything that's international, it is not remote. It's no longer, it's out of the scope of remote now. So yes, thank you very much for this wonderful explanation. Now, I would like to ask, these are questions that I got from my subscribers. So I want to know, is this remote job, is it for everybody? Can everybody be a remote worker? That's the question.
Okay, thank you very much for that question. So, I would say yes and I would say no. So right now, 2023, we know what happened during COVID, and a lot of things got to change. A lot of job roles have greatly been changed by the use of technology. So some people, like I would like in pre 2020, I would have said doctors really need to go to the hospitals, which I would still say it now. Doctors really need to go to the hospital. They need to see the patients. They need all those instruments and equipment they work with. But I also know that there's something called telemedicine, Tremendoc. There's Zuri Health. There's so many apps where the doctor doesn't see the hospital,
For
the patient.
consultation, they don't really need to see you one on one.
Yes. And there's so many of those things. But according to research that I have done, and what the research says is that a lot of this kind of job roles are the ones that suit for remote job. We talk about web designers, we talk about graphic artists, we talk about project managers, we talk about marketers, saleswomen, salesmen, we talk about social media managers, we talk about recruiters, copywriters, data analysts, programmers. All of this kind of job roles do not necessarily need remote job, but I'm going to still add mine to the list. So as I mentioned earlier, I said there are so many job roles that have been like revolutionized by technology. And with medicine now, we see people owning apps where people sit in different places and they just basically consult for people. They
Yeah.
don't need to see you. They don't need to interact with you to tell you, oh, this is what is wrong with you and stuff like that. For pharmacists, for nurses as well, all those jobs have so much revolution. Okay, let me just even take you on a backstory. So of recent, like I realized that even my insurance, I can actually get my insurance on my mobile. I can actually pay for it through one of the tech firms. So this is one
Okay.
old industry that before now had not touched the revolution that has come about with technology. But now a lot of people are just jumping on it. They're going to partner with InsurTechs and doing so many things there. So these are the roles that research has said can be done online or can be done remotely. But then again, you need to go deeper if you're not in part of these fields that I've called to research and know what technology has changed in your own career path so you can know how you can infuse it to be able to work remotely. So that's what I would say here.
Yeah, thank you. Another thing I would say is that because of the kind of world we find ourselves, things change like things change fast. So, and we need to be able to adapt. You need to adapt with the life. You need to, as life is changing, so you also need to change. Because if not, you will be behind while other people have moved on. So pre-COVID, before COVID, that's 2019, everybody was always, it was always office. Like, there wasn't like sitting down at home and earning, you know? Then there was nothing like remote. Maybe very, very few people. It was almost non-existent. But right now, during COVID, some people were working from their home and they just found out that, okay, you can actually be productive while at home with your laptop. You don't have to necessarily be in the office environment or, and you can still be productive and you can even do way more work than when you are in the office. And that is why remote job has come to stay because even the employers need to cut costs. Now, people are getting office spaces. They don't need to get a very big office space because some of their workers will be at home doing their thing. So yeah, thank you very much for this explanation. So as I said, what is it everybody that can work as a remote worker? So that and you've answered that question.
Yes, I did. I just did.
That not well, yes and no was the answer. So now
Yeah.
we'll be going into the advantages of this remote work. What are the advantages? Any advantage at all of working from home?
Of course, if not, we won't be here gathered talking about remote job because,
Yeah.
of course, there are lots of advantages. So the first one of it is what I call increased productivity. So basically, you are you are rested. That is the word. You're rested because we know, especially for people that work in Lagos and maybe some other places like Port Harcourt and Abuja, they understand how traffic has actually eaten up into their time. So on an average, the Lagos man moves in transit for about 3 hours a day. This is an average. And it goes as high as 5 hours some days, and some days lesser than 5 hours. And you can imagine what it means for you to wake up from sleep around maybe like 6:37, have your breakfast, or if you want to go into work immediately, you start off immediately. You can imagine what it seems like to actually close from work, by take a lunch break, go pick your kids from crèche and bring them back home, and then you continue your work. So it is increased productivity. It removes totally the headache of thinking of how to jump into transit the following morning. Last year, I was actually working a 9 to 5. I was going from here to Lekki, from Aja to Lekki. This was like a 45 minutes max road transport movement. But every day, I spent nothing less than 4 hours because of this
Wow.
bridge at VGC. So you can imagine me thinking, just the thought of jumping into the traffic was draining me. And that was one of the things that a lot of people face in Lagos. A lot of people, the productivity is drastically reduced, and you just notice that you're doing much more. So there's risk from traffic congestion. Of course, when you jump into the road, you don't know what might happen. Someone might bash your car because, in fact, I would just say it like randomly. Everybody's depressed in Nigeria, like, right? We're all depressed. So you don't know the depression that has brought the person out of the house, and the frustration is driving. The person might just hit your car, and then you start the morning tonic from there.
Yeah.
So that is another thing. Then you have increased flexibility. So you're flexible. You can actually go out for drinks with the guys after work hours. Your social life is increased. You can go to the spa with the girls after work hours.
You have a life.
You
can
go to
literally have a life.
You can have a life. Yeah, exactly. So you're rested as well. You save time and money. So I'm putting it in this way. For time, of course, we know you're saving time, but money, how do you get to save money when you're working from home? You get to save money because you have basically packed up that money that you are using to transport yourself to and fro. Of course, commuting in Lagos is not a poor man's thing. You actually have to spend a lot of money. So I did a random calculation of how much I spent going to Lekki and back, and it was amounting to over like 60,000 naira in a month. And I now coupled the amount I'm spending buying internet and my data plan. It was about 20,000 naira or 25,000 naira in a month. So if you just look at the variance, it's almost more than 50% as in savings that you're getting.
Just working from.
Yeah, we will go to the disadvantages, but I'm just listing out the advantages here. Then you also get an eco-friendly lifestyle for all those you understand that going out there, just inhaling the fumes coming from your car can actually make you sick. And of course, in Nigeria, we don't really take note of all these things, but these things actually are a lot. They are actually killing or reducing your lifespan, because you're inhaling smoke, you're carrying out your car exhaust is actually putting out smoke there. But when you are indoors, you're moving less, and you're helping improve the environment, basically. So these are some of the advantages about working remotely.
Yeah. And that pressure of somebody breathing down your neck is not there, at least to a certain extent. Even if you're being monitored, or maybe they call you from the office, it's not like when somebody is physically breathing down your neck.
Yeah.
You know, it's different. You're settled, you're in your space, you're in your comfort zone, you know, and you're just doing the work, and it's just going. So yes, thank you very much for this listing these advantages. So of course, for everything that has an advantage, it will definitely have its advantage. So what are some of the disadvantages that you have found about this remote job?
One of the very key disadvantages of working remotely is the need for self-discipline. So for some people that are not disciplined, you need to learn it. You actually need to learn self-discipline. Self-discipline on the part of you sitting in your home and doing the actual work. And self-discipline on the part of drawing a line between work and play. So I will start with the first one. So self-discipline in terms of you actually doing the work. So sometimes you wake up in the morning, you're not really feeling okay. For example, you wake up in the morning, you're not really feeling, oh, I don't feel like working today. Okay, let me just play music and play. Do you get?
Yeah.
For so many companies, they have put in place, for so many companies that do remote jobs, they've put in place like means of checking up on staff. So, for example, in some company, they actually fix meetings, like there's weekly meetings, there are midweek meetings, just to track on where you are and what you're doing. And then there's just the HR is also meeting with you from time to time. The team lead is meeting with you, your MD is meeting with you. So just to check on progress of activities. And of course, if you're not doing the job, they know how to actually step in at that point. And you need that discipline. You need that discipline to call yourself to order to say, this is work time, and put in the work to be able to give value to the organization. On the other hand, you need also the self-discipline to sit in your office space and know that this is work time. And when it's work time is over, to call in
Not that
sick
it's
off.
over. Yes.
So organizations, because the fact that you're working from home, they will call you in the middle of the night and tell you, oh, I need this report done immediately. You need to know when to cut
Call
it
it.
off.
Yeah.
It off. Because you don't want a situation where your work from home now turns to work forever.
You're walking around the clock.
You walk around the clock. In the middle of the night, someone will not call, a client will not tell you, please, can you help me do this? You need to know when to call it off. For example, there was a day a client called me, one of the holidays. She was like begging, breathing down my neck, and please, can you help me do this? I said, madam, I'm not the one to do this. The person that will do it is on a road trip. He's going to meet his family. His family doesn't stay in Lagos. And that is the thing, because these people, when they know you're working from home, they decide to abuse it. Your bosses try to abuse it. And that's why, in fact, as you're going down, you will see more things. But you need to
You need to call the shot, because
you need to define it really.
yes,
The time
and define it on time. Don't come and say, since I'm new, let me just do it for them.
Exactly. Define it on time.
Yes.
You need to give that time and tell them this is what you are, and the fact that you're working when you're meant to work, it actually does everything for them, because this is your work time. You put it, this is my work time.
This is my work time, yeah.
Yeah. So you need to actually divide it and separate it and show them that, okay, you're doing this at this time. So you need the person to respect that. Both of you respect yourselves and everything goes on well.
It can be dicey sometimes when, of course, if they're telling you in the middle of the night to send an email and send this and that, you also need to watch yourself to know that, okay, when you are supposed to be at work, are you really at work, or were you found lapsing or not available? That's another thing. Maybe that's usually they call you for meeting or something, you're not there. So they can actually, maybe something you're supposed to do while you're supposed to be at work, you are not there, then that's why they're not telling you to do it when you're supposed to be off work. So you need to still watch yourself and, do your work when you're supposed to do your work, and when you're not supposed to do your work, you've closed for the day. Simple and short.
Yes. So also there is also I've already mentioned the fact that you might find yourself working all through, but as much as possible, you need to like define your timelines so that everybody knows about it. I feel as much as the employer is giving you timelines and rules and regulations, you also should be giving them rules and regulations, because everybody has their own self-respect. So that should be it. And then for working from home or remote work, you also need like an isolated workspace. So for people that have kids, kids can be like a handful running all around the place. At the end of the day, you find out that you're actually the productivity we talked about in the advantages. So yes,
yeah.
So your own will now turn. You can flip like in the speed of a minute. You notice that you've done nothing because the kids are all over the place and all that. So you need to also like actually arrange yourself and your space. Either you keep the kids with someone or you take them to a crèche or wherever it is that they would not intrude with your work. It's much
Yeah.
better to do it that way. Yeah. So
Mm.
so that's it. So that's it about the disadvantages I have.
Yeah,
So
I would like to say, of course, that if you are somebody that cannot, maybe you're somebody that would always get disturbed. You know yourself and you know your family, you know your home. Because there's some people that once they're at home, their family don't want to know anything because they are seeing them. They would intrude in their meeting. Of course, it even happened on CNN before.
yeah.
Then when it was COVID era, the man was having a meeting interview with Aman Paul, and that was how
Yeah.
his daughter came. His daughter just came and said, "Daddy, Daddy." I said, "Daddy." She was even half dressed and everything. So sometimes even, and the guy has an office, so he actually has
Yeah, it
an
was
office.
funny.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it might be actually difficult for you to be able to say, "Hey, oh, this is my office space," especially with kids, because those ones they don't want to know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Once they see you at home, they just
They
know
don't-
that their daddy is there for them. So
Yeah.
you may need to now look for a place where children, maybe an office that is not your office, or a rented office. I don't know how to call it, or temporal space. They rent it. There are lots
The
of
thing
them now
is,
out there that
and
at least
stuff
you know
like
your children cannot just have easy access to, and you'll be free from any, family interruptions and stuff like that, because this is
I
real.
like that. I actually like that because what I've come to find out is that the most difficult part of the whole going to work is the fact that we spend lots of hours in traffic. So if we remove the traffic, you can actually work anywhere else. So
Yeah.
why not?
Yes.
So even if you don't have a convenient space, you can actually get a space that you don't have that interference with
Yeah.
people or there's less noise, and then do the work from there.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very important. So yeah. So now I would like to know, how can one position his or herself to get a remote job?
Yeah, I like this question a lot. So, in terms of positioning oneself, I do feel that once you're able to show value, there are two things or three things I want to say here. One, you have to have the value to bring to the table. What is it? What is it that you're bringing to the table for those people that want to hire you? So, a backstory: in my former company, um, we once wanted to hire a graphic designer, and we looked for a graphic designer for almost like 4 months. We didn't see one. Why? They all either wanted to work remotely or hybrid. There was no staying in the office.
In the office.
And the boss actually felt that everybody had to be coming to the office. But when he found out
Um,
that nobody was going to work with him on that terms, he had to accept hybrid.
mhm.
So as much as possible, I feel that we employers also have the say. We need to have it. We have it. We just need to use it as a tool. Because at
Yeah.
the end of the day now, okay, all the people he had tried and tested or interviewed were not going to come on. They were not going to work full time from the office. He had no option than to bend and hire someone on a hybrid payroll. Do you get?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we need to show value. We need to show that we can do the work. Sometimes some of us are not able to showcase what we can do. Some of us are out there seeking for a job, and we don't have LinkedIn. We're not even on LinkedIn, but we're on Facebook. Facebook is good to be. Sorry, I work in Meta, so it's fantastic to be there. But if you're looking for a professional job, why don't you go on LinkedIn? Why don't you post as far as you've worked for? Even if we just started working, put your profile, be building it up small, small, and then
Yes.
to see that you can actually get to see people of like minds, people that need what you have, and stuff like that. And then you get to improve yourself because you see what other people are posting,
Doing.
talking
Yes.
about what you do, and stuff like that. And before you know it, you're networking with people of like minds that can actually offer you a job. So the first stuff is value. You need to show value, you need to give value. You also need to position yourself. I said on LinkedIn, there's sites like LinkedIn, there's indeed.com, there is
Glassdoor.
so these all the sites are sites where you can actually find jobs. And on LinkedIn.com, there's actually the option for you from your profile page to actually toggle through if you're open to work, if you're hiring, if you're trying to showcase your skills and abilities or services, you can actually get to put that on your LinkedIn profile. So a backstory, when I was looking for a job last year, I put on my profile that I was open to work. I didn't even know that these things worked up till that time. And that's why I'm doing this live today, because it's just a funny scenario.
Yes.
So I didn't see these things work. So someone actually reached out to me and said I needed to update my profile on LinkedIn. And I was like, I've been using this LinkedIn since now. I've been active. Why are you telling me to update it? And then the guy just showed me XYZ things. And do you know that I changed my profile on LinkedIn? The same week or 2 weeks after I changed my profile on LinkedIn, I did open to work on LinkedIn. I got about 5 job requests, like people seeking to hire me. And I was now like, okay, let's look at this, let's look at this, let's do interview here, let's do interview there. And the way you package yourself tells a lot of story about you. How do you put yourself? You need to also show yourself that you're confident of yourself by your profile on LinkedIn. What
Yeah.
have you done? Showcase it very well. Don't hide your certifications or keep it quiet or keep it low. Loud it.
Loud
You know,
it. It's
they will
only on
say it
LinkedIn
loud.
you actually loud it. So why not?
Loud it. Yes, so loud it. So say it there. You've done XYZ, Google certification, digital media, and also try to improve yourselves daily, weekly, as often as might be, so that you can show these things, you can showcase these things, write about stuff you've done, talk about it everywhere, so that people will know that this is what you stand for. On LinkedIn, when you put your profile up there, then you notice that people will be asking you, like sending you a friend request. Another thing is you need to be social. You cannot be on LinkedIn and 2 years you've not visited the page. You are saying you're looking for a job. You don't even know when people are trying to hire you and you're not answering. You need to respond to requests, friend requests. Don't be shy. Accept all of them.
Yeah.
You don't know who is who wants to
Yes.
give you.
Yeah.
Accept them. They send you friend request. Don't be shy.
LinkedIn is
Accept all
not,
of them.
you know how when you go on Facebook and somebody says, you say, who is this one? Who is this one? LinkedIn is not like that. LinkedIn is more like a professional workspace.
That.
So you
Exactly.
accept. Nobody comes there to say rubbish. Shy. Nobody comes there to say rubbish. You can just accept them and see what they have to tell you. Don't just feel
Exactly.
that you already know what they have in mind, even by looking at their profile picture. You already know that this one is not job that this one has. Don't
Exactly.
assume
You
anything.
don't know who they are. So accept them. And I don't know, in time past, before 2020, of course, we thought a lot of these things were scam. But really, a job comes on your LinkedIn page now. That is just the way it is. It comes from your LinkedIn page. And unfortunately, I think it's fortunately, a lot of these jobs that come from your LinkedIn page even are more higher paying jobs, because obviously there are companies that are in different places, different locations, global companies that want to even hire you. And by the time you respond to them, you see what they have to offer and all those kind of things. But
Most
if you
of
don't even
multinational.
visit, yeah, if you don't even visit your LinkedIn page, then how will you know? Don't talk about, don't still be using a lot of these things. You need to use these tools, please. LinkedIn, Indeed helps you. It helps you customize your CV as well. It gives you tips for interviews. LinkedIn also does the same thing. Then we also have Glassdoor is an amazing tool. So you've gotten offers now, and you're saying, okay, you want to choose the company to work with. What do? You go on Glassdoor. Glassdoor shows you a list of companies and their reviews by staff. It is so
Very
interesting. It's
important.
a powerful tool. So you want to go work for this guy. You don't want to go work for a guy that at the end of the day, 2 months, 3 months, they cannot pay his salary. Or at the end of the day, they have a toxic culture in their office. Or at
Yeah.
the end of the day, they are terrible set of management, and in fact they have a terrible lifestyle. So you want to also get into a company that when you go into, you're showing that, oh yes, these people are good and they've treated me well. And guess what? Let me give you a tip. Please and please again, do not go for companies that are rated 5 star. me why.
Why?
Those
Tell us.
everybody has said these people are
They are
fantastic,
wonderful. They are
best
fantastic.
company. Just look behind because it's a snake that is trying to bite
There's
you.
no company that has
It's
it
hundred
all.
percent perfect. And if they say the person is, or the company is 100% perfect, then maybe they fueled that thing, they've manipulated the whole feeling. I was so happy the day I learned this.
Mhm.
So you need to actually get to know all those things. You don't want a 100% fantastic company. You also don't want like a terrible company. Of course, if you see a company that's been rated one star or terribly, you obviously not enter there. You
Yep.
want to get into a company or a job that has like on an average, maybe like a 3.5, 4.5, not the one that has five. If you have 5 star all through all your staff is just say 5 star, there's something wrong. It's just like saying that you're married to your spouse and you say
Yes.
your spouse is a perfect man.
Yeah.
He can't be perfect. You will always quarrel. There'll
You
always
will
be
for yes, yes. You're very, very correct in this one because you know that if you're a novice in this field, you will be looking out for 5 star companies. You will be like, you just want a company that would everything will check, 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 check.
yeah.
But there's actually no company that everything checks. There'll always be something that won't check. So we need to just know that when you even see that's a red flag. Once you see that everything checks, it's actually a red flag and you should run because there's something about it. So we all know that there are companies that actually everything will check. Why should everything be checking? Is it that you've not had a an employer or an employee that has grievance with the company? What kind of company is that one that you do
Yeah.
get? So you
Yeah.
just have to know that that's a red flag. So look out for companies that there might be bad things, bad reviews also, but it's not like it's not like the bad reviews outweigh the good reviews. So just
Yeah,
be
more.
able to balance it out and don't fall prey to 5 star companies, company that everything checks out. Maybe it's their sister and their mother and their grandfather that is reviewing
Exceeding
it.
that's
So
reviewing. You need
yes,
to check.
you need to
And this
check.
goes the same for everything you're reviewing online. You're going to get a service from a spa, going to visit the hotel, everything
Yeah,
checks.
yeah, yeah,
Man, know
yeah,
that you're in for another
yeah,
ride.
yeah. It's just like when you're using. Let me just use this example. When you're using a skincare product and somebody tells you that this skincare, maybe you go and read review and I tell you, the skincare product is marvelous, it's wonderful. Everybody's saying the same thing about the skincare product. And you think, oh, because this person is saying the same thing, let me go and buy it. You go and buy it. It's not wonderful for you. Do you get? Because every skin type is different. So
Mm,
really, it's not as if the skincare product might be good for this person, might not be good for that person. So the company might actually be good, but it does not mean that everybody will have the same experience.
same type,
Do you
exactly.
get? So you need to still look very well, open your eyes. That's why Glassdoor is there for you to see these
Yes,
reviews and
yes.
to
For
know what fits you and what doesn't.
yes.
So it's very, very important.
Absolutely. So let me give you a little bit of a backstory still on this because and sometimes when you're looking for a job and you actually go through interviews and stuff, you might be stuck in the mud because you will go and ask the wrong people for review. For
Mm.
example, you try to get a review from a company and you go and meet a staff that is still working in the company. Almost your loo time is here because
What
of
do you
course
want?
the staff will give a good review. I want the staff. Do you want the person to lose his job? The
What do
person
you
will
want the
give
person to say?
you yes,
What do you want the
because
person
it's
to
fine. What do you want the person to say? Of
say?
course, that's the wrongest person to ask. Someone that just left can be in a better position to like,
Position.
or someone that just left recently can be in a better position. But if
Yeah.
you want like a very clear cut, transparent review, go on Glassdoor. And the funniest part of Glassdoor is that Glassdoor takes reviews anonymously. So I put
Mm.
review
So you can
of what
just pour out your heart and
I
you're
don't
not,
really
yeah.
my it's not
I
even
love
there.
it.
It's
I
my
love
name.
it.
It's not me. It's not saying it's me.
Not
The
you. Yeah.
company that you're reviewing doesn't even know they are being reviewed. In
Oh,
fact, my former
great.
company, yeah, they don't know they are being reviewed. My former company I worked in 2021, they were in fact they were actually sending me emails. I was like, who are these guys? They said I should review the company, I should review the company. And I kept on like, who are these people? When I clicked on it, because then I wasn't like doing my 9 to 5 again. I tried to review I saw it. It was mind blowing. I had to call the guys at my former company and say, "Are you aware of this?" They said they are not. They are not even aware. The HR said they knew nothing about it, and I said, "Okay, that they will need to check what people have written about them." But it was fair. It was. I did the review. Nobody knew I was there. Nobody knew I was the one that put in the review. Yeah. So that's it actually. So you need to bring value. You need to show that you have value. You have what they need, the skill sets they need to do the job. You need to show also that you're self-disciplined, and then you also need to check if these companies offer remote working role.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
not there. You also need to know what to do, because on LinkedIn, when you're looking for jobs, they actually place it there: remote, hybrid,
Yes.
physical.
You should toggle the one you want. You're available to
Yes,
work. Yeah.
exactly. Toggle the one you want, and those are the ones that it will filter through and come for you.
Yes.
So you need to use these tools to the best
Advan-
of your knowledge. You need to use it to the best of your advantage. Yeah.
yeah, this is so very, very, very enlightening. Like really, because there's so many things that we don't know. Honestly, we are just beginning to enter into this realm of online everything. Online,
Yes.
everything has gone online. So if even jobs now are now online. There's a
Yeah.
question here from Neki. She's saying, can someone get remote jobs without an experience of honestly speaking, when if you go on your LinkedIn and you open a profile, if you don't have one, and you just fill in the details, all these things we are saying now, just put it. There will be the LinkedIn would be sending you jobs that they think you can get based on what you've done before. So even if you've not done remote job before, because this remote job thing is still very new to everybody. It's not like you have like loads of people that have been doing remote job. Do you get? So it's not like you need to have experience of remote job for them to employ you. Once you know how to use a system, you know how to navigate apps and stuff, you have some knowledge of this thing, Microsoft Word, Google Doc, all those kind of apps, they would employ you to do a job or two for them based on what you know how to do. Of course, you have to have the knowledge of using some of these apps.
So,
Yeah.
Baxter, let me also enter in here. So, two things you need to know about working in Spain is the fact that Spain is not an English-speaking region. So, if
Yeah.
you want to get a job in Spain, of course, you have to understand the language as much as possible. Even if a beginner level, you need to have the understanding. And then, secondly, when you are also trying to get a job in places like Spain, let me give you a backstory. So, I saw a YouTube video of a girl that was living and working in Nigeria, but was planning to do her PR to Canada, and she got a job while seated here in Nigeria. I know I've told you about the story.
Yes, yes, I know about
So
it.
she was seated here, but she filled in that she was seeking for jobs in Spain on her LinkedIn
On our
profile.
LinkedIn,
All
yes.
the jobs that came for her were from Spain. Of course, she had I mean, sorry, Canada.
We are from
She
Canada.
had like a phone number, a Canadian line, a Canadian. So everything was actually reading .car.
Our address was even Canadian address.
Yes, her address. She had somewhere she was going to stay in Canada, which she put
Yes,
in there.
she put it
So she
in
was seated in Nigeria rather than wasting time and going there and then hustling,
and
trying
started
to make
looking
money.
for job. She got her job while she in
Got
Nigeria.
her job here why she before she moved. So it's very
It's
possible. But for
100%.
Spain, if you're someone that's in Nigeria, you obviously need to learn a bit of the language. And there are tools you can use. There's Duolingo. There's so many of them you can use to learn the language. I don't know how much that helps. I won't be able to say,
Honestly speaking, talking about getting jobs, there are so many jobs, international jobs. So now there are companies that are actually situated in Barcelona that are owned by a British person, like all this translation, and they're actually looking to employ people that speak English. They don't even want you to be speaking the Spanish.
oh wow,
Yes,
interesting.
but the problem now is how you're going to cotiza. Neki will know what I'm saying. How are you going to cotiza? You're going to cotiza because then they're not going to. I don't know. I don't know. Of course, you have to get into this conversation, but I don't know if they'll accept to pay tax to the Spanish government on your behalf. So if you're going
Oh,
to get, that's where the problem is. Not like there are no offers. There are jobs that are looking for English speakers. They're not even looking for. There's one I even saw on LinkedIn. They were like, please send your CV in English. they were,
oh, wow,
yes,
that's
they were like,
yeah.
please send your CV in English. They're not looking for Spanish CV. So yeah, there are jobs
Really?
like that. Yes, yes, there are jobs like that. But you know one thing in Spain, if you're working and you're not outside the Segura Social, that one is not you just it's not as if you're working. You need to be outside the Segura Social. So yeah, I think
Okay,
that answers it.
English, please. We are English speakers here. What's got the integral society?
we need Neki will know
Oh
what I'm talking about.
my
Neki
God.
the ask
Okay.
question will know what I'm talking about. So yeah, so they are actually and another thing is if you want to do maybe you want to teach any subject of your choice. There are online apps like Campbell and to particular. There's one that is two particulars. That one is if you maybe have a knowledge of maybe English or physics, any kind of subject that you want to teach primary school students, secondary school students. If for English, they even have if you want to teach companies, their staff how to speak English here, you can actually put in you open a profile with them. It's like an app. So everything is an app. You you open a profile with them, put in your details, and just and people who especially during summer where a lot of parents are looking for teachers to come and take their children on be just that long haul what they call it long haul break teaching, so they actually use them at that time. So yeah, it's very possible for you to get a job without an experience as a remote worker. Like if you've never worked remotely, it's very possible for you to get one.
Yes. So it's something that is possible. You can actually do it. You can actually get a job. It depends on there's so many things that she has listed out here. Yeah. So
Yeah, so having said that, okay, we've talked. I need you to mention more, or let's talk more about what we can do to our resumes because this is 2023, guys. The way we used to write resume that with foolscap sheets, it's no longer ready. Huh?
yeah,
So we
exactly.
need to let us understand what is it now that we should what aids can we get or what help can we get with writing our resume so that it will be tailored
Yes.
to the season we are in.
Okay, so there are several resume apps, especially it depends on the location you're looking for a job in. I know that a lot of people listening to this would be looking for a job out of Nigeria. People are actually
Yeah.
very tired. So there are different resume apps. There's Perfect CV. There is Resume Help. There is you can just write out all these apps that will help you to look for a job and get a job in different places in the world. And there's specific apps for resume collation in there's specific apps for the resume, how to put your resume together. If you're looking for a job in Canada, you just need to like put it together. You just need to like look for online solutions. But the ones I've used in the past that's actually helped me is the Perfect CV, Resume Help. You
Resume help.
need,
Yeah.
yeah, Resume Help is actually very good.
Very
You
good.
guys put together your CV. Of course, we all know. I hope we all know. Now nobody's asking for your date of birth on CV or where you come from or where you're going to or your
What are you going
yeah,
to?
man. Nobody wants to know. It's just like you giving birth to a child, and the first thing you're asking is you need to ask write out the things that the employer is looking for. You
He's
need to
looking.
see your dreams. You need to see what you have done. You need to see where you went to school and what you gained, as in what is your score graduating or something. Sometimes, but if you didn't have a good grade, of course, you don't have to put it. You just
No.
put find the parts that are your strengths.
And
So
high.
please, I want to say this again and I want to beg. Please put out the parts that is your strength. Don't go and write inside your CV that you failed English. Hell. Just put out that you got maths very well.
Exactly. That
Find
you are
it
the
out.
highest in your class in maths.
Yeah, so you put out your strengths, and then in your CV, what people want to see is also like they want to see with marks, as in how many percent you're able to help
Numbers.
improve
If you
the
can give
family.
them numbers,
Employer.
fantastic.
For example, in my CV, I had written before I got like discovery on how to do a good CV. I was writing just rubbish. Someone told me that I need to write how many percent I helped my former organization to increase revenue. In the year 2022, I increased my revenue of my I assisted in increasing revenue by over 50%. The person that doesn't want to hire you will be like, can you do the
Ah,
same thing for us? You ask that question, please and please again. Always put these markers, always put, like, let it be measurable what you have done, what
measurable.
certifications, if you've improved yourself. Man, do you know, there was someone that told me to help her do CV, and I was like, okay, what have you done? Let's talk about it. She said, oh, I've not worked for a long time. And I'm like, even when you were not working, you were doing
You are
something.
doing something. Yeah.
What you were doing is a skill. Add it. No matter what it is, even if you're doing business. Okay, the fact that you were able to bring goods from Aba and sell in Lagos, and every month you're going back to Aba to bring more
And
goods,
there's something you're doing right.
write it there. So that's the thing. So these things, as much as possible, put measurable, specific goals that you've achieved in your organization. Specific goals. This is what I have done. This is what I did. This is what I that made me help achieve this XYZ goal. And then you write your CV in such a way that you show value. Another thing, I must tell you and beg you, please be confident of yourself and your CV. There's nothing that beats confidence. I
Yeah.
tell you. I tell you.
And
I
even
don't know.
when, and even in that CV, they can sense when you're not confident.
Yes. And they always say Igbo women are very confident of themselves.
Yeah.
Sometimes, especially the ones that went to school, they're very. But that is the thing. We just can't help it, right? So you need to show confidence. If you can't show confidence, then you're halfway gone down. Because the thing is that when you're even talking, your face is like this. But when you show confidence, your face is like this,
Yes.
right? You know that you can do it and you have done it. So you need to show it. It needs to speak through your CV,
Mm.
because your CV is what um your CV is actually what you can actually project. You're showing it. You're not there to talk to the person. It's your CV that the person is seeing, right? And what is your CV? Your profile on LinkedIn is your CV. Your profile on Indeed is your CV. Your profile on all other job sites are your CVs.
Yes.
So you can put those things there and then show yourself, showcase yourself. Anywhere you want to work, get a job, showcase yourself on that site, and then you can move on with that. So that's that.
Yeah, thank you so much for this insightful topic and all these explanations you're just giving us. Anyway, I know after now I will still get questions and we'll still forward. So guys, whenever you watch this video, still drop your comments, questions, or whatever you want to drop about this topic. Of course, it has to be related to this topic because that's what we are treating today. Drop it. I will forward it to the guest we have today for her to answer. So throughout this
Yeah.
week, you'll be getting questions on and off. So I hope
Okay.
you'll be able to answer them in your
Yeah.
spare time. Yeah. So guys, as you can see, this is 2023 and this is where post-COVID has landed us. As time is changing, so do you also have to change. You have to change because if you don't change, the world will leave you behind. This is the new way of getting remote jobs. You can see we've said a lot. We've said how remote jobs help you increase productivity. We've talked about how remote job can also help you. You can, if you're not careful, you need to be careful while doing it because you can also
Yes.
be lax, you can also be lazy, you can also be distracted. You can easily get distracted while doing it. So you need to also be very disciplined because it can lead you to working round the clock without you even knowing it. Yeah, I will
Yeah.
talk about what the employer wants to see as somebody, the employer. What does he want to see? He wants to see that you have value that you're bringing to his company because every business wants to make profit. So if you're not bringing value, then why should I be paying you? Why should I recruit you in the first place? So the employer wants to see value, and how do you communicate this value is by you know, writing a CV that communicates value, writing a CV that has stated experience that you have done for your other places of work, you've actually brought value to them. Put in the numbers. Don't be afraid of putting in numbers. Like put in the numbers, put in the percentages, all those things are good stuff that your employer wants to see on your CV. So that's how to be confident also. If you're putting in, you're telling them, in the year, so, I was able to do 2% of 3%. Is
Yeah.
confidence. You get, so put in those numbers, type it in, don't be afraid. Use these apps that we mentioned here. We talked about Help Resume, we talked about Perfect Resume. There are a lot of them. These are just two that are on top of my head right now that you can use to really, create that wonderful CV that speaks confidence and value. And of course, you're going to be writing exactly the experience you have and putting in your details. We also mentioned that you need to highlight your strengths and not your weaknesses. So if there are some things you didn't really do well, put those ones at the corner. All those ones you did very well, as allowed it. That's what we said. So
Yeah.
these are some of the takeouts I want you to take out of this video, because I told everybody bring jotter and pen because it's very important. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, you're on a long thing. Right now, you need to go after this live, and after subscribing to this channel, run like somebody are pursuing and go and open a LinkedIn account and position yourself, toggle on that you are available to work. That's if you are available
Open on LinkedIn is written as underneath your name. You see where they write open to.
to
Click on
work.
that box, and then it shows open to work,
Yes.
open to hiring, and open to your skills or services. Yeah.
Yes. So these are the things that you should take out. If you don't take out any other thing, just take out all these things that we have said. Whether you're in Spain or you're anywhere, LinkedIn is worldwide. LinkedIn is worldwide. So you don't need to be in a particular location to access your LinkedIn. And you need to use it actively to promote yourself. Put yourself out there. There are people watching. Yes. Not say who is going to look at my link. There are people watching. Put yourself out there. Be checking your LinkedIn from time to time. If you can go on Facebook every day, there's no reason why. Even if you can't go on LinkedIn every day, but at least once in a week, start checking your messages, checking the referrals that you'll be getting, because LinkedIn will definitely send you, oh, this is a match for a skill set that you have. This is a match. LinkedIn does that a lot. So use it, because these tools are there and people are getting jobs on a daily on LinkedIn, and so should you. So
I think we have a couple of questions on the comment section.
you said what?
We have
Oh,
a couple of questions.
aside from remote job, how can an immigrant start up? I said, Neki, this is what happened if your CV is quite opposite of you. Some people submit. Yeah.
Maybe I can take the number. Okay, the first
Okay,
one.
are you
For
seeing
the
the
first,
questions?
yes, I'm seeing them.
Okay.
Aside of remote jobs, how can immigrants start up a business in Spain? I think Amara will be like the guru in that.
Yeah.
Should be able to give responses on what you can do and things you can do aside from
Remote
um
job.
a remote job or getting a job. So what else can people do in Spain? So will you be able to take that?
Yeah, answer this one.
Okay. Sorry, I should answer the second one.
Yeah, she said, what happened if your CV is quite opposite of
Okay.
you? Some people
Yeah.
submit false CV in order to get a job.
So a lot of people actually do this. We already know that they do submit like CVs that are over bloated and things like that. The thing is, the expectation what they expect from you would not be what you're able to give them. And at the end of the day, you notice that you will not be a perfect fit. You will
I'm
be
going,
frustrated.
yes, and I have a backstory. Let's continue first.
Yeah. So there'll be frustration in the workplace because the employer employed a chocolate, tall, slim lady, and all of a sudden he's still a robot. And you're wondering what's going on. So it's just like what you ask the person what you thought. And then the employer is wondering what a match. You can imagine having employed what you see on someone's, and maybe the person even came prepared with suits and everything and with bag like this, thinking is able to answer all the questions. You ask him one question during interview, he can answer.
I gotta
Second question, like what? Because interview is a true test. Because at the end of the day, you see the person face to face. Nobody's there with you. You have to answer the questions, and then you finally find your way into the role, and then you sit in the role and you cannot perform.
you can't perform. Okay.
A bad case of what I ordered was what I got.
So
And that needs to be as much as possible. We need to be very, very intentional about how we put together our CVs, and we need to project our strengths. Even
yeah.
in the place where I work now, after 1 or 2 months, they will call you, the HR will call you to a meeting and ask you, what are the roles you detest the most?
Mm.
And they want to know the one you don't want to be doing so that they can hand it over to another person. So you concentrate on where your strengths are. So
Mm. That's
yeah, yeah. So these are the things they want to. They actually help you to give your best, because this is what you're good at. You want to be able to give your best, and that is what happens. So you need to like put your CV needs to be a reflection of you. Just give and take. That's what it is. It has to be a reflection of you because it helps you do your best. It's just like I love to cook. And then at the end of the day, I will now say, no, I don't love to cook. I love to dance. When you know that dancing, you cannot even dance to save a life. And then a dancing role, you can't do it. So what's the essence? It's even stressing you yourself because you're not able to deliver on what you said you want to do. So
Mhm.
your CV has to be a reflection of you. And I mean by reflection of you, bloat your strengths. Even not over bloat it, but highlight your strengths. It's very, very important.
Mm. Okay, there was something I wanted to say about this CV not representing, especially in Spain here, because I know that Neki is in Spain,
Okay.
in Palma, so I know that she's talking from this angle. So
Okay.
here there was a family friend who, what you know now in Panya or in Spain, you need a job is you need a job. You don't want to come and start. You just tell them you can do it. Anyone they tell you, say see that you can do it, and you just need the job. You cannot wait. So there's this family friend of mine. He sent his CV to Labora Tempora that he needs a job, and they called him up for a job as a. He said that he's a welder. That he has welded so many things in his country. That he's so good. He's a professional welder. So they were building stadium. A stadium. There's no stadium they're building close to this my outside. So they needed welders. And the guys, he's so good in welding. There's nothing he cannot weld. So the guys said, see, see. They now gave him the day they called him for to start to come and see. Let me see what you can do. Should we say you've been welding everything weldable? They gave him the. I'm sorry. They gave him the welder. I don't know what they call that thing. Sha, the machine
Yeah.
and the materials to weld. And the man just left. He was talking to another person. But that guy is a stadium they're building. You can imagine how big and it,
Yeah.
everywhere. So they left and said, just do the work, then keep it. I'm coming back. the guy almost burnt the place down.
Oh
He
my
almost
goodness.
the place almost caught fire because
Oh my goodness. That is crazy,
that
man. That's
it was
crazy.
so bad that he could not even wait for the man to run back. He had to run.
Oh my goodness. Oh my.
It
You
was
see?
so bad that he had to run for his life because he was like, hey, that he just wasted the man's material. He
No,
felt so sorry and so stupid. He wasted the
exactly.
man's material. So the man might even call police for him because of that, the rubbish he did that day.
Exactly.
So that's the
Yeah.
thing. Your CV has to reflect what you're able to do. So if you
Mhm.
know that the thing that they're telling you is something that you can learn on the job easily. Okay, maybe they say, oh, we need you to, what is it now? I don't know. I don't know what is it. Or okay, if somebody tells me now that I want you to create content for me. I've not creating content is something I do. Do you get? I've been doing it today, so I know I can do it. So even if
Mhm.
you don't really like have like a professional experience doing it, put that one that you've been doing since like Kingdom Come. That's an
Exactly.
experience. And
It's
definitely you
easier.
will feel better off than somebody that doesn't have any kind of experience whatsoever. Do you get? So whatever is in your, but don't just go and say, I know how to bake cake. Meanwhile, you've not even seen sugar, egg, and flour together before. Do you get? So it has to be somehow you have to be able to know that, oh, this thing, even though they leave me in a place, I can do it. I can bake this cake. I've been baking for my children since they were 2. I can bake it even if you don't have a shop or you don't have like you've not baked for somebody's wedding, but you've been doing it in your house. So it has to somehow be able to relate what you can do. It's not, it should not just be a total disregard of what you can do. Like you don't know how to do, you've never seen it before, you don't even have any experience whatsoever. That can actually be a problem. You sold a lie to them. So yeah.
Yes.
Do you have a question? Yeah, 5 people you see, she's even saying something. She said 5 people has been fired in my place of work because of false CV. That's it. So,
Yeah.
so this is real fact. A lot
What
of
the
people
issue?
put false things they cannot do. They'll say, I beg, I just need the job, I just need the job. And things that when you're fired like that, it might actually now affect you in the long run. Because why were you fired in the first place? Why did they fire you in the first place? So it might not affect you. Other people might say, since you lied here, that means maybe you're still lying as you're coming to meet us. So it's always good to at least, there's not how you will be a human being, you don't have strengths. There's still something, whether you don't work for long, you have something that you're good at. Highlight those ones. Yeah, do you want to say something?
So that's I think I just had like a chat in the chat box.
Oh,
If
okay.
you've checked,
Yeah, time has gone. No, we need to round up.
I tell you, it actually moves faster when you're having fun. And
Yeah.
it's oh yeah, it's 19:11. It's past 7
Oh my
now.
goodness, 7 o'clock. We are supposed to end this
Yeah.
live. So yeah, thank you guys for. Okay, you sent me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So thank you so very much for coming on our live and explain and giving us your. This is more than 2 cents. This is 100 cents. So thank you very much
Yeah.
for giving all this information. I hope now with all these takeouts from this video, people are able to make more informed decisions and able to position themselves properly in order to get a remote job wherever you are, you know, in order to get this remote job. So guys, if you've come to the end, if you come to this point in my video, please do well to consider subscribing to this channel if you think this video has brought you some kind of clarity, and share this content out. Leave your questions down in the comment section. I will be sending them to our guest here. She said she would be available to answer them when she's free. And yeah, thank you very much for joining us on this live. Ms. Choma, thank you so much for coming. And
Thank
until
you.
till the next time, next week Sunday, we're bringing another guest. Stay tuned
Thank you
and
so
hasta
much.
luego. Yeah, bye. Yes. Thank you very much, everybody who came on my live. God bless your kind heart. I appreciate you all. Okay. Okay. I want to see what Neki is. I actually wanted to educate on how the job works without prior knowledge of my boss, but he can't cope. Oh, okay. Yes, so stating that you know how to do something when you cannot actually do it is not okay because you end up hurting yourself. But if it's something that you can learn on the job very fast, then maybe you can just stay, or something you had prior experience even from your home, you can actually say that. So yeah, I enjoyed this live so much, and I'll be doing this next week. For now, I don't know. I'm still arranging who is going to come on my live. I think I will need to bring my sister in Portugal, my friend in Portugal, Peob, to come on live. Yeah. So yeah, until next week, where we'll be in your faces again. Until the next one. So guys, see you next week. Hasta luego.